Hi, Richard Eckley here again. I was asked the other day, what's the first thing I would do if I wanted to actually improve my life and change your life? What's the very first step you would take to get anything, the ball going? Well, the very first thing you need to do if you're going to sort of change things in your life, you want to have a little bit of an upheaval and move things around, is to get a vision of who you'd like to become, who you'd like to actually be down the road. And picture yourself sort of 5, 10 years down the road. What sort of person would you like to be then? Imagine you won the lottery, say you won a couple of £1,000,000, and you then had some choices. What would you do with your life? What charities would you help? What sort of people would you help? Would you help family and friends? Where would you live? What vehicles would you drive? And just imagine that sort of peace of mind you'd have. If the finances are taken care of, then you've got more choices and more options to do different things with your life you like to do. And it's getting the vision of who that person is, because that's usually the best version of yourself. Is if you can picture it down the road, then you can slowly work towards it. Because a vision, you need to keep it in the distance, and you need to write it down. It's always worth writing these things down. Of all the things you'd like to achieve, what you'd like to do is write them down. Get a book and actually write them all down. So our subconscious, we forget things so quickly. There's so much stuff going on in our lives. It's so easy just to think, oh yeah, one day that'd be great, and then you forget about it and it's gone. Well, if you can sort of think, right, I wonder just what could I achieve? What could I be? And if you write a vision down and you write a list of all the things you'd like to do, and with your vision, you make it as big as you can, because you can make it 5, 10, 15, 20 years in the future. And that's the vision of the person you would like to ideally to become. That's your main aim. So a vision is giving you something to aim for, to improve our lives. We are where we are in life, and we need to if you want to improve things, move things upwards, we need somewhere to aim for. You need a sort of goal in sight, to aim towards. And a vision is that. A vision is the person who you want to become, and how you want to get there is little goal steps you get towards it. So get a vision of the ultimate person you would be, say 10 years down the road. Whether the fitness, whether the health, with the car, with the lifestyle, with the finances, you've got everything in life that you wanted to get. You've achieved that. And that person, the confidence they would have, it's a different person probably from where you are, wherever you all are now. And it's moving towards that vision of our future self is how you firstly stop your first steps in achieving them. Because once you've got a goal to aim for, you can go towards it. And then you break it down into different goals you want to set for yourself, whether they're 5-year goals, 1-year goals, 6-monthly goals, weekly and daily goals. And these goals are just little goals you can set up for yourself. They're little things you can achieve. Start off with the smaller ones, the weekly ones. They could be little things with finances. It could be just saving some money every week into a new savings account. It could be fitness, going for a walk. Just going for a little walk, perhaps around the block. Well, you could say, oh, I wanted to run a marathon, but it's too big a thing to say to run it. But if you break it down, say I'm just going to go for a half-a-mile walk, going to go then for a half-a-mile run, and you build the fitness up that way. On your health, perhaps it's just eating a little bit less. Perhaps just you're going to cut a couple of cakes out a week. You just start on little things that's just slightly changing your life at the moment. It's just the little steps every day that actually changes your life long term in the future. And it's just thinking and setting yourself right. This week I'm just going to say, do a couple of press-ups every day. I'm going to do an extra little walk every day. I'm going to eat a bit more fruit. I'm going to eat bit less chocolate or a little less cake. And it's just those little steps. And again, it's with your relationships. You could just tell someone you love them and just say appreciation. Just thank you for little things. That makes such a difference. Gratitude is such a huge thing to have in your life. And if you can just sort of say thank you to certain people, to anybody really, just the little things they do, just we normally, so just even waving thank you when you're passing by in a car, just to say cheers, thank you, and a wave. It's just appreciation. It's just the little steps which you do, which gives it's little wins for we've all got in our minds a little bit of self-doubt in there. With no matter what we set our goals to want to achieve and do things with, we have this little voice saying, yeah, you can't do that. And we all have that little voice in our head, that little negativity. And it's just trying to change it. So if we can take little wins, we can do little things which we're achieving. And that's what helps you to get over that little self-doubt, because you feel more confidence. Once you start to do little things and you're actually achieving them, you can see perhaps a week or two down the road, you've done the little things. You've eaten a little bit more fruit. You've done a little bit more extra walking. You've started to save a little bit. And you've done little things. There's all these little steps. That helps you to get over that self-doubt and to build a little bit of self-confidence in yourself, which is what we all sort of need to make a change in our life. Self-confidence is an important part. Because we all do live in a negative world. I mean, it's just the way we are, but humans are just negative people. There's the old saying, whether it's nature or nurture, we're all part of our DNA from our ancestors. It's passed down through the generations. And then when we're born, up to sort of 6-ish, that's what we're sort of learning. It's our environment. That's the nurture part of it. And that's how we learn our beliefs. from a sort of up to around sort of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we get it from our sort of parents or whatever sort of parental role we were following. That's the beliefs we have, and we sort of follow those beliefs for the rest of our life. That's what sets us up. We have as like the DNA part of us, which is our original part from our ancestors, which comes through, which is also like an ingrained survival part to us. But those days we've sort of passed that. We didn't. Survival is really gone for us now. We're sorted that way. It's just into sort of getting through the success and what things we want to do in life. But the nurture part of it, that's where we've sort of learned our beliefs, and we sort of developing it as we go through life. And it's the initial sort of between up to around sort of 6, 7 years when our minds are most open, and we sort of always learning and always taking stuff in, and that sort of sets most of our belief mindset up on through the rest of our life. And it's like a story I heard the other day was this mum was teaching her daughter how to cook. They was doing the Sunday roast, and the daughter was there. So, what are you doing, mum? So, I'm just putting the joint into the oven. And she said, first of all, we always cut the ends of the joint off. And then the daughter said, well, why are you doing that, mum? And she said, oh, well, that's just what Nan always showed me. You always cut the joint off, cut the end of the joint off first, put it in the oven. I think it helps, it gets the flavour through or something, she said. So the daughter said again, well, that's a bit strange. Could we phone Nan and ask her? So she said, well, yeah, I suppose it's not a problem. So then she rings up her Nan, and she said, no, Nan, I'm just talking to my daughter now. We just put the Sunday roast in. We've cut the ends off as usual. I was just wondering why do we do that? And the Nan said, well, well, to be honest, my Nan taught me that system of cutting it off. I'm not totally sure why, but I tell you what, Nan's in her home, but she is okay. I can give her a ring and I can ask her and see what she says. So then she rings the other Nan up, and then the Nan's there, and she said, oh, Nan, we're all doing the Sunday roast. We've all done your system of cutting the end off the joint for the flavour to come through. Why have you done it? And Nan said, oh, I always had a small baking tin, and a full joint would never fit in. And it's just a system that's passed down through, and we sort of believe it because we're told from generation before, oh, that's what we do, that's what we do. And sometimes we lose track of why it's been done, and the whole system may not be any need for it. But that's what happens. That's the belief system we get. So that's how things can sort of pass on, and it's how we sort of set up where we are and where we want to go to. So it's just getting our mindset changing sometimes. Certain things, certain beliefs we've taken in, we can change, we can learn and go along through different steps and go through it that way. And the thing is, as you've got your goals set in, you're achieving more, and you're increasing yourself a bit of self-doubt. You're improving that sort of system in yourself. And that helps you so much in so many areas of your life. Because self-confidence is one of the biggest that holds people back. Self-confidence is. They just don't feel they got that initial step. It's the hardest part on anything you want to change. The hardest part is the first step. Because once you start to do something, you feel, oh, I can do it. And you're away and you're doing little steps and you're gaining little things. But it's it's that initial first step is so hard. You've got so much self-doubt and so much question in your mind. Can I do this? What'll happen if I do this? The big old what if question. Instead of using the how question. The how question will always help you so many better ways. If you always ask yourself, how can I do this? How can I achieve that? How can I get that? And suppose instead of why, and the how will always get you a better answer, because it'll get your subconscious working to getting you the answer of how you do it. It's a different sort of mindset to get your mind thinking more of the how question than the why question. Well, that's just a little training on sort of, yes, goal setting and vision. If you've got value from this, you can always drop a comment below. My name is Richard Eckley. You can Facebook friend request me, or you could always get hold of me at rickeckley67@yahoo.co.uk. All the best.